Right then, people, this is a full day of eating, of which a lot of people have been asking me what my diet is on a cut. Now, I'm only a month into my cut, so I'm not at my leanest yet, but I'm losing about 2 pounds per week. It's an aggressive cut, and I'm having about 3 meals per day. And in this video, I just want to show you exactly what I'm eating to kind of shred down and maintain muscle and even build some muscle, which could happen. But yeah, mainly maintain my muscle and burn the fat. So get your pen and pad and let's go. So right now, what I've got cooking in the air fryer, sweet potato fries. Like, I will swear by these. Like, how you can't hate your cut, you can't hate your bulk if you have sweet potato fries, and you need an air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you're fumbling the bag. So by the way, with the sweet potato fries, I'm about to put 4 eggs into the pan. I mean, when we really think about it, when we really ponder upon the reality of this world, are you a man if you don't have at least 6 eggs a day? So that's why I've got the eggs cooking right now. I've got 4 in there right now, right? Healthy fats, lots of cholesterol, which help produce testosterone, right? So this is the full first meal. Got sweet potato fries, 200 grams, 4 eggs. This is like, when people try to act like cutting is hard, or like cutting is like this really difficult thing because you have to only eat healthy food. This is healthy, but it's nice. Like, I like fries. So what do I eat? I eat sweet potato fries to compensate for the fact that I'm not gonna be able to eat fries, technically, right? But they basically taste better than fries anyway. But point being, this is a nice fucking meal. This is the first meal of the day. It's satiating, it's high protein, you've got complex carbs, it's everything you need. And yeah, this is what I usually eat most days. Now, one thing is, I'm weird, right? Would you agree I'm weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I have a lot of barbecue sauce on my eggs, okay? But because I'm having barbecue sauce, I can't just put the barbecue sauce on and not track it. I have to actually know how many calories I'm putting on, because believe it or not, like 15 grams of this, which is like just a little tiny bit compared to what I put on, is 23 calories. All right. So if you're not tracking these kind of things, like every single meal, or like every time you cook, you don't track butter, you don't track barbecue sauce, you're adding hundreds of calories to your day without realizing it. And that might be why you struggle to lose weight. Okay. So this is what you do. My scale is on, it's zeroed out. I put the fucking barbecue sauce on. I see, camera woman, can you 172 grams, right? So what I do is I put however much I want on, okay? And like I said, I like a lot, okay? So 172 before, 133 after, so call it 40 grams. That is going in my fitness pal, right? And let's do the math real quick. 15 grams of this, 36, like you're looking at about 60 calories, roughly. Just quick maths, I'm shit at maths, but quick maths, right? And if you didn't track, like, let's say I have eggs again later in the day. That's gonna be another 60 calories. If I didn't track that, that's 120 calories I haven't tracked. So make sure you be accurate with your condiments. You can get 0-calorie ones as well, but I've never really come across them, so that's why I haven't. And as for the salt, I put on a lot of salt as well. Don't copy that, that's terrible advice. But at the same time, it's not that deep. So it's 1 p.m, about to have meal 2. Class it as a meal. It's more like a snack. I like to have this because it's nice, it's sweet, it's something that curbs my sweet tooth, but it's also high protein, low calorie, and it's a scale bottle. So I will show you the final product once it's done. So as you boys can see, this is meal or snack number 2, the second thing I'll eat today out of 3. So yeah, this is like good shit. And the thing is, when you're on a cut, you need foods in your diet that make you or allow you to feel sane during the process, because if not, I'm telling you now, like, you're just gonna burn out because of how mundane your diet is, how strenuous it is to adhere to, because it's just boring food, right? But whereas if you have food like this, where you look forward to it every single day, I look forward to this every single day, it makes it that much easier to stick to the plan, you know, and really see it through. I think my favorite thing to eat out of my day, it probably is a scale ball, but then there's also the sweet potato fries. Those 2 things really make me able to continue cutting, even in this 1,000 calorie deficit. And obviously, I'm looking kind of big right now, so it's paying off. But so good. One thing with this scale ball, obviously, I've got strawberries, blueberries, scare about 250 grams, and honey. Now with the honey, you gotta be very careful. The blueberries and the strawberries, they're very calorically, irrelevant. The blueberries and the strawberries, they're very calorically light. So there's not a lot of calories in them. So you could track it, it depends how accurate you want to be. I still try to track everything, so I weighed out in grams how much fruit I was having. But having said that, the honey, you absolutely must track. Honey adds up so quick. 30 grams of honey, which isn't actually a lot. Like when you put it into this scale bowl, you'll look at it and you probably want more. But 30 grams of honey is about 100 calories. I had 45 grams, so call it like 150, something like that. 150 calories. If you don't track that, you see what I'm trying to say? These little errors that you can make. If I weren't to track the honey, which is 150 calories, if I didn't track the barbecue sauce that I'm going to have today, which is about 120, you know, like, that's, like I say, it's 200 to 300 calories that you're not tracking. And if you're stuck wondering why you're not losing a pound per week, well, look, if you're having 300 calories that you're not tracking, all of a sudden, you're not in a 500 calorie deficit every day. You're in a 200, 300 calorie deficit. Just bear that in mind. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this, and we'll be back for the last meal. Can't forget to include this fundamental part of the day, can we? Getting our steps in. Who says cutting has to be depressing, right? I usually aim for like 15,000 steps most days. 10K should be your bare minimum, realistically, if you're trying to get lean, but 15K is kind of what I go for. And I do get 20K a lot of the time. But the thing is, when I do cardio, like incline walk, which I do sometimes on aggressive cuts, I don't include that in my step count. Just to say to myself that, you know, if I did 15,000 steps in a day, then that was 15,000 steps just moving about, walking about, out and about around my city. And I treat it separately from actual cardio. So yeah, get your steps. That's that good shit. So the last meal of the day is a very simple one, but it's pure protein, right? Pure protein. I mean, you're gonna boost your testosterone eating this probably, right? Mincemeat by itself, you know, about 250 grams I have in here. Beta males will convince you that you need rice, you need pasta with this. You can literally eat it by itself. It's nice enough, right? So if you're trying to hit your protein, don't add carbs, right? There's no need. If you're not about to work out, or if it's not immediately post-workout, you probably shouldn't be eating carbs. Carbs are just there to fuel your activity. Plus, they don't satiate you as much as, you know, protein does. And overall, you're better off on a cut just filling yourself up with as much protein as you can. And I feel like I don't need to mindlessly put carbohydrates in there just because it tastes nice. Because on a cut, you're just eating for fuel, you're eating for results. And obviously, I still enjoy it. Like, it's good. I like this. But some of you might look at me just eating mince on its own and be like, what the hell? What the helly? But I'm gonna be real, it's always worked for me. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I eat in a day whilst I'm cutting. Sometimes it changes. Sometimes I'll have a chicken breast instead of beef mince. Maybe I'll have slightly more eggs than sweet potato fries. Maybe I'll take them out one day because I don't need the carbs, for example, on a rest day. Things like that. But overall, what you want to do is eat something similar every single day so that you can build a consistency. If you're having random things every single day, it's going to be much more likely that you're going to fail because you're going to make mistakes in terms of how you calculate the food. You might overeat it because it's just too nice. There are little things that can happen, right? For me, the best practice on a cut has always been to just keep it as consistent as possible and don't switch up too much. Find what works, find what gets you losing weight, and car goes fast, and build it off that. Also, another thing, I would delay your first meal for as long as you can, right? So instead of getting up and eating straight away, I do that sometimes, but when I'm really locked in, I'll delay it for a few hours at least, just to shorten my eating window, because then there's less time for me to make errors. So yeah, obviously stay tuned. I'm going to be getting way more lean than I am right now. I'm not even that lean right now, let's be real. But coming off of the bulk, coming back down, I'm aiming for 10% body fat. I'll probably be at 12% in about a month, so 10%, we'll see. But my goal is to eventually start bulking for winter by September latest, so yeah. Anyway, if you found this video useful, like, share, comment, subscribe, and you can find my links down below. Check out some more of my free content, my free advice. And yeah, till next time, peace.